Hey, welcome back. This is Patrick with Main Street Money Show podcast. And what we have done is we've just finished section 2, step 2 of the Wealth Steps Order of Operations. And so we're moving into the asset protection, and this is the third step. So this is basically your financial planning process in a nutshell. Now, this isn't specific. It's not exact to your situation. These are a lot of the topic areas that you have to master. And so whenever I work through a financial planning process with individuals on a specific basis, then I'll give out specific advice. But for the podcast, the YouTube videos, they're all educational, but there's still plenty of information that you can use to master your own finances. And so that's it for the second step, the cash flow mastery. You should be a cash flow expert at this point. You know all the different roles, all the different sources of income, credit, picking out mortgages, understanding credit cards, student loans, debt, tax planning. And so for this one, this is just a brief overview of the third step. And so asset protection is basically protecting your assets, making sure that if you were to get hit with a lawsuit, or if you were to get hit with a massive medical bill or some type of auto accident, your home may burn down, some type of catastrophic event, that we're not going completely back to zero and having to start over from scratch. Now, if you're 25 years old and you went back to zero, that's one thing. But if you're 65, 70, 75 years old and you lose everything as far as assets, banking accounts, retirement accounts, that right there is going to be a problem. It's going to put yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. It's going to put family members. It's just an all-around bad scenario. So how do we avoid it? We can't really plan for the unknown as far as knowing what dates these things are going to happen, because some of them are going to happen. What we have to do is plan and ultimately build a asset protection strategy through insurance and figure out how we can build a moat around your castle, in essence. So I don't know about y'all, but if you're a praying individual, then maybe there's a lot of praying that's going on, but there's a lot of practical things that you can do as well. And so that may look a lot like putting together an auto and home insurance package that is not just the bare minimum. It may look like having increased deductibles. It may look like having identity theft protection. It may look like maximizing your health insurance through your employer. It may look like picking the right Medicare plan or Medicare Advantage plan or supplement plan, or figuring out, do you need disability insurance? How do I get disability insurance? Do you need short-term disability insurance versus long-term disability insurance? Well, maybe you've got a family. Maybe you want to put some type of life insurance in place if the worst were to happen. Maybe you want to use some type of return of premium life insurance to where you're not completely throwing money away with term insurance. Or maybe you're a business owner or a high-income earner and you're using a permanent whole life policy as some type of asset accumulation strategy in addition to some type of death benefit. Maybe you're a business owner. Maybe you've got some type of commercial insurance that you absolutely have to have. Business liability, workers' comp. There's so many different areas specifically to business owners. Errors and omissions insurance if you're like a financial professional or some type of insurance professional. But this isn't an all-encompassing list of the different insurance pieces. These are just the big ones. Long-term care if you're in the latter stages of life. And then I also put annuity types in here. Well, why did you put an annuity in the insurance piece? Because ultimately, different types of annuities are insurance contracts. They're sold from insurance companies, and so it's important to know and get that education around annuity types, uses, and timing. But that's it. That's just a brief overview of the asset protection step. This is step 3 out of 6. So step 1 was the mindset shift. Step 2 was mastering your cash flow. Step 3 is the asset protection. Step 4, mastering your working years. And then step 5 is the retiree years, which is completely different strategies. And then rounding it out with step 6 is going to be your estate planning. And so as we work through these individually, the next couple episodes are going to be solely the little subtopics of asset protection. But this episode was just specifically talking about asset protection, step 3 in the Wealth Steps Order of Operations. So that's it, and we'll see you in the next one.